Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we'll continue building a financial model for a manufacturing business idea. And today I would like to focus on some interesting ratios, let's say coefficients, that may tell a lot to you when you are done with your financial model. Today we will be talking about loan coverage ratio, and this ratio shows us how your business idea copes with loan. So how the loan affects your operating activity. And that's very useful coefficient, because looking at this coefficient you will be able to make a decision on the structure of financing of your business idea. So usually when different people who start the business look at this coefficient, they make decision to invest more money from their own pocket to avoid the loan, or try to lower the amount of the loan that which participates in financing. And that's very helpful ratio when you start looking at how your business idea performs. So maybe you will maybe this information will be valuable for you. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video I will be giving you the link to the playlist where I will put all these tutorials. And when I'm done with this financial model, I will place all the links on tutorials at the description of this video as well, so you may watch for free all the process of creation of this financial model from scratch. First of all, let's briefly run through the model that we already created. So we have a unique rule which says that blue color is the color of all our inputs. So we have so during previous videos we were modeling we have two products, product A and product B. We can switch them on and off from calculations. We have two manufacturing lines. We can switch them on and off from calculations. For each line we can specify the time for producing product A and product B. Then we were talking about when we start operating activity. Then we were modeling the block of input, where we were specifying how fast we are going to reach the target revenues from the moment when we start operating activity. Then we assume that we may have 3 shifts for each manufacturing line. Then we were creating the block of inputs for we were creating raw materials library. Then we were specifying what raw materials participate in product product A manufacturing, product B manufacturing. Then we were modeling investment plan,
investment stage before operating activity starts.
Then we were focused on creation of payroll for line 1 and line 2, depending on shifts. Then we were creating the block for payroll which is fixed. Then we were creating the block for payroll that was linked to the amount of product A and product B produced. Then we start talking about that we have different types of customers for product A and product B. Each customer may have its own price. and may have its own payment algorithm that he uses to pay us for the product A and product B sold to this type of customer. Then we were focused on electricity costs. Then we were modeling direct expenses linked to the amount of raw materials needed in manufacturing process. Then we started modeling direct costs that are linked to the amount of shifts for line 1 and line 2. Then we were focused on packaging costs like pallets. Then we were modeling fixed expenses. Then we moved to the loan. Then we started cash flow statement modeling. Then we were talking about financing, payback period, profit and profitability, net present value and discounted payback period. And now let's talk about loan coverage ratio. So this is a very simple ratio, so let me just add some lines here. Let's create a new table here. So this will be the name. This will be the name of parameter. And now the formula for this ratio will be, so I will take the result from operating activity and divide it to the by the sum of principal payments and interest payments. Then if I have here an error, this may happen when we will have no loan at all at any given moment inside the timeline. Now I will extrapolate this formula to the right. And now I'm done with this ratio, and let's look what it tells us. So if this ratio is less than 1 or negative, this means that all we earn we give to the bank. So for example, let's try to find some place. So for example, so here means that the operating profit is twice big than the amount of payments that we pay to the bank. If this ratio is negative, this means bad because even the operating profit is negative. If for example if let's try to increase, for example, the amount of loan, for example, let's change the structure of financing of our business idea. So for example here 0.1 means that all we earn we take it to the bank, and plus we need some additional money from our pocket to close the bank debt. If we look, for example, here when there is 0.84, this means that our operating profit almost equals to the payment. You can see, so they are almost equals, and all we earn we take it to the we pay to the bank. And it is very important for so for example we are looking at the timeline, and we are looking for the moment when loan coverage ratio starts being stable more than 1. If it is more than 1, then we are okay with loan payment. And very often when when business starters, for example, they see that the loan coverage ratio is, for example, 0.9, let's say 0.9 for a long period of time, then it goes, for example, 1, then it goes, for example, 1.2, and it is, for example, 1.8, and slightly rises. So usually the business starters look at the first several months of operating activity and see how the loan affects the operating profit. And when the business starter sees that you are dancing around one value of this coefficient, for example 0.9, 0.85, and so on, so this means that you have to change your structure of financing, and for example reduce the amount of loan, because all what you are earning here in operating profit, all what you are earning, for example, you may be paying to the bank, and if this coefficient, if this ratio is less than 1 or dancing around 1, so this means that your business idea with this structure of financing is not stable, and you need to decrease the amount of loan, and this ratio will show you when your project starts being stable and the operating profit is significantly higher than the amount of loan that you have to pay monthly. And that's why it is very important ratio for those people who are planning to go to the bank. So they do have some business idea, they are planning to take a part of financing as a loan, and when they create financial model and see the loan coverage ratio, which is dancing around 1, this means that almost everything they earn, they give it to the bank, and they start rethinking their business concept, they're changing structure of financing, and this improves the profitability of their business idea. And it is very important to think about this coefficient before they start operating activity, before they get the loan. And maybe it's time to wait a little bit to save some money and to improve your own share of equity inside the business idea and reduce the amount of loan. So this is a very interesting coefficient to look at when your financial model is done, and see how your operating profit coincides with the loan payment. So that's why I decided to share this interesting ratio with you, this interesting information about business planning. So I hope you enjoyed this video. You may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that. At the end screen of this video, I will give you the link to the playlist where I will place all these tutorials. And when I'm done with this financial model, I will give you all the tutorials links in the description of this video as well, so you may watch tutorial by tutorial. Hope you will enjoy it. So thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. See you in next videos. Thank you and bye.